You said what?
You try one of them Popeyes spicy chicken sandwiches?
Nah, not even. I ain't been to Popeyes in about 2 years, dog.
I'm hearing Popeyes got the hottest sandwich right now.
Got the hottest thing going.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Niggas said Popeyes the hottest thing moving out here, player.
yeah, dog. I don't fuck with that place. I ain't even finna lie. You know what kick I've been on. I don't fuck with all that other shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I don't know where it come
I
from,
feel you.
if where my food come from, I ain't fucking with it. That's the hype, dog. Can't just be out there eating everything. You don't know what the
Bruh.
fuck you eating.
Bruh.
Oh, I was asking you about Black Youngster.
Uh-huh.
When I sent you his you see his little the promo that he been doing?
Nuh-uh. Somebody he's going to school or something?
Nah, so his album is called Church on Sunday,
Okay.
right? And so
Oh,
he
so he
promoting
became a
that.
minister or something?
So Brad just got ordained, bruh. And he trying to pay for somebody whole wedding so he can marry him. Bruh, if that ain't the most genius marketing plan, like
That's pretty dope.
that's dope. That's dope. So he got like people hashtagging church on Sundays and everything, so he can find somebody to marry.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
That's dumbass dope. That's
That's
creative.
hard. That's hard, nigga. Free wedding.
Free wedding. Free wedding for them and anybody they want. Yeah, I thought that was hard. For sure, for sure. Hey, I need to ask you a serious question too about Hove.
This nigga's a serious question. I gotta get ready for this.
You gotta get ready, huh?
Right, nigga. What you mean, nigga? Alright, what's up?
So, what's the whole ins and outs of Jay Z and the NFL?
I don't know.
I know it has something to do with Rocnation partnering with the NFL for the halftime shows
Right.
after he turned it down. What, the year before?
Yep.
And then it's like he's gonna become a part owner of a team. They're not saying what team, which is weird.
Nothing.
Which is weird.
Why?
How you just gonna be like some team he gets to be part owner of? The only team that I know is for that's been actively on the market is the Panthers.
Panthers already got a new owner.
I don't know what
Yeah, they
team
got a new
is.
owner already.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't know what team. I just remember that I know Diddy was trying to put together an investment group.
That was for the
Uh,
Panthers.
uh, yeah, that was for the Panthers. Yes, I think Hove saw that and saw the deal fall through and decided to attack it a different way.
I mean, yeah, I feel that, but why is everybody so mad?
I don't know why everybody is so mad. I think people are mad because Cap's not involved, and I just feel like there's this huge misconception that social justice and awareness would not exist if not for Kaepernick. Like he's not the first person to fight for this. You feel me? Or you know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
but he
Or
did put it on the forefront, in front of
he did.
everybody, in front of every like. The NFL is probably the most watched thing
Mhm.
in American culture, and or at least like now, you know what I'm saying, especially prime time, everything. And for him to take a knee and that make such a big controversy through the NFL, it rippled through the news and the media, like it garnered national attention. So he did do that, but I mean, like, what does Jay-Z's deal with Rocnation in the NFL and him being trying to get a part ownership of the NFL have to do with Kaepernick?
They are going to utilize, supposedly, or they're going to try to promote like social awareness and change through the NFL and like through different campaigns over the course of the season.
I feel that
I'm
NFL
confused about it.
NFL already. Wait a minute. NFL has already agreed to that last year. They agreed to that, and they agreed to donate, I think, $25 million or something like that.
Right. So this, I guess, partnership is supposed to help them figure out like where to put the money. Like, you know what I'm saying, what types of initiatives to invest in. You feel me? I don't know if like music is really gonna help. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think music is really gonna help.
Yeah, because my
like,
understanding.
I don't want to watch a halftime, you feel me, game joint, and it's like fucking Travis Scott telling niggas, "All right, get out there and go vote, y'all." You know what I'm saying? Make sure that I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all.
Nah, but I mean, like.
But I think they might like try to partner in marriage, this I guess this little initiative with the NFL with what they're doing with the Reform Alliance with Meek and Robert Kraft and fucking Michael Rubin and all of them over there. I feel like this is kind of like a marriage between those two parties.
Do you think this is just NFL's way of trying to get viewers and people back to the NFL, especially when you have another football league coming back in? When they were losing, because they said they lost, they were been taking hits and like viewership and getting a bad rep. So you don't think it doesn't have anything to do with the NFL basically trying to save face?
They're definitely trying to save face.
Yeah.
They're definitely trying to save face, but I just don't think it's as big as of a deal as people are making it seem.
I don't either. That's why I'm like, why are people so mad? And like,
here's something though. I watched a radio interview with Brian Michael Cox.
Mm-hmm.
He said that this is the same exact deal that Jermaine Dupri was offered about a year ago. Except the only difference between the deal that Jay-Z was offered and what Jermaine Dupri was offered is Jay-Z gets to help co-executive produce the Super Bowl halftime show. That was supposedly that's the only thing that's not a part of the deal that they offered Jermaine Dupri about a year ago.
Interesting.
Supposedly Jay-Z called Jermaine Dupri and told him don't take the deal.
And then Jay-Z turned around and took the same deal.
Yes.
If that's the case, that's some real hoe shit.
That's some real hoe shit. But
if that's the case,
I challenge that. I challenge that.
To what?
I challenge that because who's offering Jermaine
Dupri
that type of deal?
Yeah.
Like, for what he's done for Atlanta and music in the past, yeah, sure, that's great. But as far as now, Jermaine Dupri doesn't have the name, nor the outreach, nor the, you feel me? I don't think the tools to be able to, you know what I'm saying, take this as far and make it as big and do it the right way.
Yeah, I could agree with that, unless Jermaine Dupri on the under is doing some other political type shit behind the scenes in Atlanta or something that we're not privy to.
Right.
I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, yeah, Jermaine Dupri out of everybody.
Right, that's a random person to offer that type of thing to. Like, I could see if they offered it to Diddy. I could see if they offered it to, you feel me, Hove. probably a couple other people that I'm missing
and then
out.
the funny thing is, I could see them offering Jermaine Dupri something to do with producing the halftimes and not the other shit.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Like,
if it was
you know
the
what I'm
other
saying?
way around, like, oh yeah, Jermaine Dupri was offered the same deal, but it was just the halftime joints and not the actually trying to do the NFL save grace and fuck with it,
Right.
you know.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't really know about all that. You feel me? Like that's Jermaine Dupri just seems like a weird name for them to offer that type of deal to.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't know how that would.
Now, partly now maybe that's in part because of, you know what I'm saying, when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta
That was the only
last
time
year.
I seen Jermaine Dupri some type of
Bruh. You
any
feel me? And
type
this
of
year, what?
anything
This
with
year
the
was
NFL.
it was in Minneapolis this year, right?
Yeah,
And last year it was in Atlanta.
yeah.
So yeah, that was the only time that I ever saw JD involved in anything that was like on that side of the NFL type shit. I think he threw like a couple of parties in Atlanta, you feel me, that were like NFL sponsored, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. But for him to be on that side of the deal, like get a seat at the table,
Yeah, right.
that's a little different. I don't know if that's a Jermaine Dupri offer, or if that's a Jermaine Dupri position.
Nah, me neither.
You feel me? So I I challenge that. I question that one a little bit. You feel me?
I question that a lot.
But um, let me ask you this:
What's up?
if if people are so mad at Hove about this, and on the verge of, you feel me, canceling Hove, calling him a sellout and all of that,
They can't cancel Hove.
are we
How
gonna
you
all?
go how you gonna big him up for 444, and for being a billionaire, then turn around and try to cancel him for taking his billion and getting in the NFL market?
Let me ask you this: does Beyonce catch any strays or any flack?
Hell no. Nah.
Why not? She's complicit.
She's very complicit, but
She's complicit. This is who she's
Beyonce ain't
married.
ever she ain't ever been on the forefront and said, oh, anything about I won't do the NFL halftime show. Oh, I won't do this. I won't do that. She just sat there and stayed out of it.
That's great and
She
all.
wasn't offered the halftime show.
She just did the halftime show like 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So Hove is the one that
She
denied
gonna
it.
she gonna do it again too.
She for sure gonna do it again.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you feel me? Like,
I think it's
she's
different
not
because Beyonce is a
any.
pop star.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce is a pop star. Like,
Jay-Z's a rapper,
yeah,
former drug dealer.
yeah, exactly. Jay Z has been preaching against big corporations and doing it your own, and I think that's why everybody was is mad at him, because it's like, hey dog, you've been telling us to do it on your own. Fuck these big corporations. Then you go partner with one.
He's already done that. Live Nation, Rock Nation. Like, people, hey, y'all gotta pay attention.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
feel me?
yeah. But I mean, like, Live Nation, Rock Nation, that's understandable. But the NFL is totally a whole different entity. It has nothing to do with music. I mean, other than the halftime shows for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
NFL has nothing to do with it. NFL doesn't have like, for the halftime at a football game, you're not getting a performance.
Right.
You're only getting a performance on the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I don't know, and I just think it's funny that they're not telling us what team he gets to be a part owner of. Like, that's some real funny ass shit to me. It's like, are y'all hand picking a team that I'm getting to be a part owner of or something?
I don't think that that's really that suspicious. I think the end goal is for him to become a part owner of a team. The end goal is to promote social awareness and change and all of that. But I think as far as business moves, he's trying to use this foot in the door to become a part owner of some team.
Yeah.
Now, that could be multiple teams. You feel me? But I don't think the fact that we don't know that right now is really that big
I
of a
need to
deal.
look up what teams are selling or what teams minority shares are selling because you need somebody to sell in order for
Right.
you to just
Or
jump in
to be
and
able to buy it.
buy
Yeah.
in. So it's like I haven't heard anything on any of these sports talks, anything's talking about a team that's selling or anybody that's selling any parts of their team. And
Yeah.
they usually talk about that. So when it just comes out of nowhere and be like, oh, and Jay-Z's gonna be part owner of a team, but they don't know a team yet. Is it like, oh, you're just going to allow him to bid for one now, like when one comes available?
Like an expansion team or something like that, if they, you know what I'm saying?
If
Or
they do expansion
maybe,
teams, that'd be dope. But
maybe, maybe, maybe he hasn't figured that out yet. Maybe they got that from like him saying or something like, I want to buy into a team. Maybe nobody's offered anything as far as selling, but maybe his goal is to come to somebody and say, hey, I'll buy this.
and the
Who
NFL's
knows?
gonna, and they're saying they're gonna allow that. I hope that's not what they're saying because if that's what
There's
they're
only like
saying,
two,
then
only like
everybody's
two
right,
owners of color.
huh?
There's only like two owners of any like color, right? One is Shad Khan, and then I feel
He
like
sold that team. That team ain't his no more. But he did have the Jags for a
he
minute.
still does have the Jags.
I think he sold it, didn't he?
He didn't. No, he still has the Jags.
He might have sold
And the
part of
reason
it.
why I know that is I only know that because I only know that he still has the Jags because I've been following the wrestling promotion that he started.
Okay, got you,
And
got you.
all of their shit is surrounding the Jags. Like
Oh
they've done
yeah,
a
that's right.
show,
That's right. You were telling me
training
that.
facility.
Yeah.
You feel me? They show at the training facility for the Jags. You feel me? And yeah, so I think there's another owner of color or part owner of color, but they're not black. You feel me? They're just some other race, and I can't remember who or what team.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
IDK
Yeah,
man,
right now I'll call you.
it does look a little funny.
You hear them Swae Lee tracks?
Yep.
What'd you think of them?
Um, I like Sexcapade better than I like
Won't
the
be
one with
late.
Drake. Yeah, there you go.
I think the opposite. I think I liked Won't Be Late a little more than I like Sexcapade. But I don't know. Swae Lee just does the same shit on every track, on every beat like that.
Yeah, sure. I feel you.
So I don't know. But yeah, I had to ask you about that Hove thing because I'm like, I really don't, I really don't think it necessarily mirrors each other. Jay-Z having that deal and Kaepernick like not having a job. Yeah, he's getting blackballed from the NFL. Yes, everybody is clearly aware of that.
Yeah.
But Jay-Z signing that deal isn't necessarily like just being like, boom, oh, he signed the deal, so Kaepernick's gonna get a job.
People don't understand how the NFL
Yeah,
works.
it's more like, oh, Jay-Z signed this deal, so we got Jay-Z on our side. So all those people that were mad about Kaepernick, which are majority black, we can win some of them back.
Right. Like people think that like Roger Goodell could like wave a magic wand and tell somebody to put Kaepernick on a team.
Yeah,
Like people don't understand that he works for the owners of the teams. Like they don't work for him.
exactly.
You know what I mean? So like there's this huge misconception on what type of power that he has over that situation. And then I kind of agree with this whole thing wasn't about Cap having a job. It was about promoting social awareness and trying to, you feel me, promote some type of change and get our communities to band together. Now, due to the people misconstruing his message, he lost his job. But he didn't really lose his job. He decided to go on free agency and nobody picked him up.
That's true. That's
So
true.
you feel me? So if you test the market and nobody picks you up due to all of this controversy, yeah, that's fucked up
That's
because people
because
are.
that's originally what happened. It was because he was doing all the protests, and he
Mhm.
told teams that, yeah, I'm gonna continue to protest. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna do
Right.
everything, but I'm gonna continue to protest. And that's fucked up that the NFL teams were like, oh, well, that's cool,
If that's the case,
but
right,
we're just gonna move on.
right, right,
So yeah,
and
it was his
and
own conscious decision. Even the following year, when I think like two teams brought him in during training camps or invited him, but then they asked him, "Are you going to still be protesting?" And he was like, "Yeah,
that was well with the Seahawks. Seattle was one of those
yeah,
teams. Pete Carroll asked him what his plan was going forward,
yeah, exactly,
and from the reports that I read and all of that, it was like he didn't necessarily have a full explanation of what he was gonna do.
meaning they
Like,
wanted to hear you say, "Nah, it's good. I'm gonna stand." Like they just want to know.
or to play devil's advocate, let us know what the fuck you plan to do so we can be prepared for it and we don't get hella backlash and don't know how to get in front of it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just to play devil's advocate.
Nah, I can
You
see
know what I'm
that.
saying?
Either way, it's like, hey, bro, we need a definitive answer.
Right, right. And then even with Baltimore, with the Ravens, he felt like they didn't offer him enough money. Like it didn't have nothing to do with the protests and all of that shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So it's like he's had
do
opportunity.
you want to get on the team or not? Cause nigga, we got Flacco. We finna get rid of this nigga. We got a young nigga, Lamar Jackson. You would actually have to be behind him unless you could take his job. And then is RG3 still over there for no reason?
I
Like,
think he did. They did just resign him.
for you feel me? You could have been there. RG3 ain't doing shit.
Yeah,
He basically, you feel me, a secondary quarterback coach. You know what I'm saying on that side. So it's like I feel like I understand the original point of the protest for Kaepernick saying, "Yo, nobody's speaking up about this. I have a platform. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna do something," and then losing your job because of that. But now I feel like people have to pick and choose like what this is. Like, what's the more important piece?
yeah,
Because Kaepernick's gonna be fine regardless of if he plays for the NFL or not.
exactly. I heard he just got offered
So,
something
is the
from the
more important
XFL.
piece is the more important right? You feel me? Is the more important piece progress in this situation and getting somewhere with actually making the league change some of its ways and help some of these communities of you feel me the majority of the people that play for them, or is the more important piece for Kaepernick to get back on a team? Pick one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then honestly, it's been 3 years. I understand that he's physically ready. You know what I'm saying?
But three
Maybe.
years off is a long time.
But 3 years removed from actual, you feel me, gameplay. Come on, dog. Like, is it really worth it to bring him back at this point?
Yeah. He's only like 29.
Yeah. 3 years out of the league.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have not
I think
played a
RG
competitive
three. I
football
think
game.
RG three was out for like a year and a half, or something like that. He was hurt and then out for a year, and then came back. So, I mean, it could. You could.
That's double. That's double.
There's.
That's double.
Hey! My Steelers did it back with Tommy Maddox. We picked this nigga up. He was selling cars, bruh. Kurt Warner was
Yes.
was bagging groceries, dog.
Yes, he was. And you tell me what year that was. You feel me?
Nah, I'm just
And
saying,
then we'll
like
talk about.
it'd be strange shit that happens, but Nah, I know what you mean. 3 years is a long time, and to be still,
Nick Foles, fucking Jay Cutler, I understand those situations.
yeah,
Peterman, what it
Peterman.
was? Yeah, so I get it. I get it. Them niggas is all trash. I get it. I get it. But I just like more importantly, dog, I want Cap to speak up for himself.
Yeah,
I want him to use his platform to use his voice and say, this is how I feel. This is, you know what I'm saying, my decision. This is what I want to see happen. These are the changes that I would like to see going forward. I want to see him provide his point of view. Like I don't want him talking through retweets of Eric Reid and Nessa and Ebro and all of that shit. Like I want your opinion. I don't want all this secondhand information from, oh well, Cap said this and Cap said that, and then you retweet it. Like, dog, what the fuck?
you know what? Cap's become such an icon. I
Yeah,
think he knows what he's doing. He's not.
I think he
He's
is
like the less I say is the more I say, because everybody else
exactly.
is gonna speculate, gonna speak
So,
for
so
me, and I don't even. I could just sit back here, retweet all these mixed signals and everything, and everybody just finna run with it all these different type of ways, and I'm here forever, dog. Like,
I agree with that somewhat, but if people are saying Hove is hijacking Kaepernick's
movement.
movement. He's taking over his whole initiative. Da 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 da. Da. Well, how much of it is yours when you got 13 people speaking for you and you don't never speak?
Yeah, that's people just on the internet trolling. I mean, and just going left field and right with it because, like I said from
Well,
the jump, Jay Z
well,
getting this job and Kaepernick
mhm.
not having a job are not mirrored. They are not in any type of straight correlation with each other. Like, it's total different entities. Jay Z turned down
Mhm.
the halftime show, and then a few other people turned down the halftime show last year. So they had to go with like option E instead of A, B,
Maroon
C,
5.
D. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, in order to solve that problem, it's like, damn, you have all these different artists and big artists that are signed to Rocnation. Not only hip hop acts, but you have pop acts, you have rock acts, and all this shit. So we don't have to go through this debacle again. Let's just partner with your team, and we know we have shows lined up for the next few years, or entertainment lined up for the next few years until the contract runs out. So that has nothing to do with Kaepernick. I think when they offered Jay Z that, Jay Z was like, all right, cool. And with me doing that for y'all, why don't y'all let me buy in? And then together, we could also look at the bigger picture of what Cap and everybody else was bringing to the forefront. But I don't think that was like Jay Z going in there and being like, "Yo, let me do what Cap was trying to do." You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I just feel like people doing too much, doing way too much, bro.
I agree.
Doing way too much.
I agree.
Let's see. It was Nip's birthday the other day
Yeah.
on my birthday.
Mhm. How was that, by the way?
What?
Yo, beat it, nigga.
It was cool. I mean, it was just another day.
Yeah.
Celebrated. I played a bunch of Nip because it was his birthday too. So you know,
Got to.
got to,
Got to.
got to stream the homie for the fam. You seen Lauren
Hmm.
ride out in the
Yep.
Nipsey
Her
Blue?
and Black Mons Lawson.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, Lauren, a real one. Like she for sure holding it up.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm so sick of Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent.
Oh, doing the most,
Bro,
bro. You need to stop acting
I'm
and be
so
cool.
sick of these niggas.
I don't even get what the problem is anymore.
I don't remember what it was either. They used to be cool, and then I think 50 Cent started I don't remember what it was over, but 50 Cent ended up starting like his own boxing league or a promotion league,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah,
Floyd
yeah,
got mad and didn't like that or some shit like
yeah,
that, and I don't know
yeah.
if that was the reason or if that happened like right after, but something about that they wasn't feeling each other.
Right.
And you see how people hella mad about Drake tattooing himself in front of the Beatles.
That nigga is hilarious. He has the worst tattoos ever.
Bro, talk about it. He has the worst tattoo choices ever.
Bruh.
Ever. He has the most random pieces. They're all like small too, like
Yeah.
female pieces. You know how females be having them random like little
Yep, yep.
like
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that
yeah
he get tats like a girl. You feel me? Like they be hella little small on the inside of his arm
yeah
or
right
under
here
his shit.
wrist like
It's like a whole bunch of shit. It's like a whole bunch of shit where it's like, if he's like fully clothed, you don't think that Drake has any tattoos.
exactly exactly.
You feel me? Yeah, nah, I get it. I get it. I mean, but it's just like all of your tattoos are hella weird,
He gonna
bro.
get
Like
he
they're
gonna get a
all
tat under his nipple like under his boob. Like,
oh the little rib
yeah, the little
cage,
rib
little
cage that go under
that.
there. Watch, bruh, that's sick. That's sick.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
But yeah, I was like, that is the worst tat ever to have the Beatles
It
walking on
is.
Aubrey Road. I mean, and then have him in front of it doing the Hotline Bling dance. It was like the meme of that or something like that. I'm like, Drake, that shit's horrible.
No, it's not that one. It's the I think it's the like the Rick Ross video or something like that. Remember the joint where they used to like meme it all the time. It was like him walking and he had on that blue and yellow like little basketball, you feel me, shorts and fit with the Tims or something like that. It's that picture that he
Uh,
has. You feel me?
yeah, whatever it is bad. I just like that shit is. It's not it, dog. That's not it.
Yeah. It's this one. I don't even know if you can see this.
Oh yeah. That's the one.
It's
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
this.
For sure. That's not it, dog. That's not it,
Hey,
dog.
Beatles, dog. I got more slaps than the Beatles.
Right.
But that's hella funny. That's let's see. Let's do the joint.
Let's do it. Okay. Okay. 1 second to set it up. We can
Yeah.
get it done.
I gotta I gotta call Marley real
Okay.
quick.